Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Okay, so I've got a message in this video. It's something you have heard probably your entire lifetime since you're in high school, a teenager. Now, what stimulated this video was I was sitting there watching YouTube videos, and there's a movie with Orlando Bloom in it where he's like I think he's like a king or Christian. He's a soldier. They're in the Middle East. I think it's a Christian Crusades. And it's kind of a sad song going on. But what made me think is this. One thing that I think you guys have to understand what my course is about is it really is about love. It really is about helping two people, men and women, come together to finally understand each other, to get along, and to meet each other's needs, to truly be able to fulfill a woman mentally, emotionally, and sexually. This will leave her feeling content, complete, and she's going to be the happiest woman on the planet. Now, doing that is kind of a challenge. There's one sliver that's a challenge, but we're not going to talk about that today. But I'm going to talk about something I think that's going to shock you. I'm going to start this out this way because it kind of makes the whole picture make sense. But then I'm going to flip it. So it's as if women are living in a different world than men. Because there's technically some things, a lot of things that women say to men all the time. It's in movies, it's in music, it's in poetry, it's in books. Our female teachers say to this, our mothers say these things to us, our grandmothers, our girlfriends, every woman we've ever dated or been with, and yet we missed it. I mean, our ears, how do I say, I'm going to say it scientifically, neurologically picked up on the sound vibrations, but our brain just, boom, it went right past. All right. Here's what it is. I'm going to say it, and then I want you to pause. I'll let the music play for about 5-10 seconds. I want you to just kind of ponder it for a couple seconds and think, well, what is she saying? Here's the deal. It's a really obvious thing, and I mean really obvious, but men don't. I'm not even, okay, I'm just going to say it. Now, I can remember since I was a kid in high school. I can clearly remember some of the first few times that I've heard a woman say this to a girl I was dating, maybe a girl I was talking to, or maybe girls I was saying, hey, I don't understand why so-and-so mad at me. What did I do? Blah, 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 blah. And I remember her saying, well, you didn't really do anything wrong. You just need to be yourself. I remember my best friend's mom saying this to me. She goes, Michael, you just need to be yourself. I can remember romance movies, plural, where the girl and the guy, and she's mad, and he's like, I don't understand. What did I do? She goes, that's just it. You didn't do anything. And he's like, what do you mean? She goes, and he's like, what do I need to do? And she goes, just be yourself. And that's the phrase. So ponder that for a minute. By the way, the caveman does it very, very well, sincerely and genuinely. And this is why women are naturally attracted to cavemen. Alright, you ready? This one thing affects everything. So you know what? Write down in the comments what you think she means when she says, be yourself. And for those of you who have bought my book or heard it in another video, don't cheat. Please don't give it away. This is a learning experience for those guys who haven't heard it yet. And do it now before I give you the answer. Here's the thing. You have heard me talk about this in every single damn video, and you still don't get it. It's not necessarily because there's something wrong. This has to be taught to you in a way that your brain understands it. Here's the worst part. Your whole life you thought you understood what women meant when they said this, and I'm going to guarantee you when I spit it out, you're going to be like, holy shit, I didn't think that at all. Like, I'm telling you, you do not understand women. So you join these red pill groups because I can't get a woman. Women are bad. Women are mean. Well, they're mean because it's like there's no communication. She's saying A, and you keep hearing frickin' B, and that's not what she's saying. Do you realize how fucking frustrating it would be to be in a relationship with someone or a good friendship where you meet with them every day, and every time you say A, they're like, yeah, you mean B. And you're like, no, I'm not fucking saying B. I'm fucking saying A. Yeah, I understand. You're saying B. And dude, after a while, it's like, oh my. And here's the worst part. You really believe that you understand that she's saying B, and she's like, and she'll even say, I'm not saying that. And then you walk away, women are weird. And women are saying men are dumb.
San Francisco's beautiful, man. This is Sausalito. I literally just came
Once you learn how to do this, and yes, I'm going to give you the answer. Once you learn how to do this, number one, women are going to look at you and say, holy shit, a freaking unicorn. Because men don't understand any of this at all. Here's another thing. You're going to go back online and look at the YouTube videos, all these guys talking to you. Like, dude, they're in the wrong system. I'm like, yep, now you can see. Once, how does it say? Once was blind, now I see. This course literally explains that and shows you how to do it, and then you understand that phrase. All these things you've heard your whole life, you didn't understand. You thought you did, and you really believed you did. And a lot of men will teach this wrong teaching to other men, going, this is what this means. And here's the deal. I promise you, when your eyes open, you're going to be like, holy shit, I was wrong my entire life. Okay, let me say this real quick. So one of the problems I have when men first come in the door, they will look at me and say, yeah, you mean this. I'm like, no, that's not what I mean. And I'm like, well, yeah, you do. You said this and this means that. I'm like, no, that doesn't mean that. And it's kind of a challenge because your left brain really goes, but this is what it means. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And as you begin to open up to the right brain, you're like, holy shit, that's not what you meant at all. I'm like, yeah, now you see it, don't you? I'm going to give you one example, and then I'm going to give you the answer. This affects every area of your life dealing with women. Here's the deal. It's like I don't have to teach you tricks and pickup lines and all this bullshit, because all of that is on the wrong side of the answer. But you believe it works. And I'm telling you, no, this other thing works. And she likes it. So I'm sitting here thinking, I've really got to get the message across to men. Like, hey, this isn't some course where you take advantage of women or manipulate them or trick them or any of that bullshit. Okay? I'm telling you, it's about love, communication, and understanding, and melting her heart in the way that she likes, understands, and enjoys. This is what women want from men. So I had a client. The first day we do 2 sessions, approximately 3.5 hours to 4 hours each, approximately. And he kept saying, well, yeah, I understand. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And I kept trying to explain it. He goes, well, yeah, that means B. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what it means. What I'm telling you, what it means is, and I break it down. He'd be like, no, what you're saying is this. And I'm like, dude, I'm the one teaching this to you. Like, and so I could tell there was a level of frustration. Now, he's not the only one, but this was one where the story will help your brain go, okay. So we went through this again the second day, back and forth, and he was convinced, well, what you're saying is this. I'm like, no, that's not what, I go, you're not listening. What does that sound like? That sounds like a typical argument between a man and a woman. She's like, you're not listening to me. You don't understand. Now, over the years, I have really came to understand, like, I'm having the same freaking argument that women have with men. Like, I'm on the female side. Hint, hint, wink, wink, blink, blink, hint. That's a hint. I'm on the same side that women are looking at men and going, man, dude, like, that's literally not what I'm saying. And women are saying, look, I'm looking for a man who knows how to listen to understand. And by the way, I actually teach that technique. Yes, there's a way to do it. It'll blow your mind. So I teach that in the Cracked Female Code course for men. Now here's the deal. I had this client, and the second day he kept saying, well, this means that. I'm like, no, that's not what that means. And so we went on to the next lesson. Oh, so what you're saying is just like, no, that's not what it's like. Go look. And so here's the deal. Because he had a preconceived notion of what he thought it meant, he couldn't listen to anything else. He's like, no, it means this, and that's it, and period, end of sentence, stop. And I'm like, but that's not what I'm saying. And I said, if you could just put aside what you think it means and listen to what I'm saying, listen to understand what I'm saying, then you'll understand me. Now, he kind of looked at me weird, as every man does, and he's like, I am listening to you. What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh my God, you're not even hearing. And I literally said that. I go, dude, you're not even hearing me. You're not hearing what I'm saying. And he's looking at me like I'm nuts. Now, I'm inside giggling because I've been through this literally hundreds of times with male clients trying to teach, the cracked female code. Oops, my phone. Hold on. So here's the deal. I'm going to give you the answer right after this. So here's the deal. He has a left brain understanding of what I was saying, and that is not N-O-T, not what I'm saying. I'm saying a right brain meaning of it, which is a completely different meaning. This is the numero uno, number one argument piece between men and women. She's saying A out of the right brain. Because you got to understand, the right brain gives different meanings to the same words that the left brain gives, okay? We use the same words, but each brain gives a different meaning to the same word. So when a woman says, I want to be romanced, your left brain goes, oh, pay for dinner, wash your car, wax your car, get chrome rims, dress nice, get a good haircut, take her to a nice restaurant. That's not what she means, dude. That's not romance to a woman. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You know how hola means hello? Romance means seduction. Trust me, the sooner you get on the right page and the right brain, the sooner you're going to understand what women really want from you. And this is the problem. Okay, let me just say it real quick again. She's in her right brain. When she says A out of the right brain, it gives the meaning A. What you do, all people, we unconsciously, men will bring it over to our left brain and we'll process it through the left brain, which changes the meaning to every word she just said to you. So now you're hearing the opposite or something completely different, B, and you truly believe it means B. By the way, this is what was done to the Bible and especially the teachings of Jesus. Believe it or not, but Jesus was teaching a right brain teaching. That's why there's so much symbology, because symbology is the right brain language. Number two, if you look at all the pictures of Jesus, his pupils are dilated wide open, which means he's in the right brain. That's how you know when someone's in the right brain. When they shift over to the left brain, they're getting focused and the pupils get smaller and they pull together just a little bit like they're aiming at a target. That's being focused. That's how you know someone's in their left brain. The other way you know Jesus is in his right brain is because he speaks the internal language. He literally says things like, look within. That's inside, internal, within. But when men read it, they use the rule, structure, and organization brain. That's the left brain. It processes and filters everything through rules, structure, and organization. So even though Jesus was saying love, compassion, forgiveness, internal awareness, and all that stuff, men were reading, these are rules. It's rule number 1, rule number 2. That was not what he was fucking saying. He was literally saying love is the answer to all the commandments. Or love fulfills the commandments. Left brain people did not fucking get that. They thought it was about following rules and being a good little boy. And guess what? That's what you think being romantic is. Well, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to dress nice. I'm going to look nice. I'm going to be on my best manners. I'm going to wash my car. I'm going to pull up and open the door and let her in the car and shut the door and pull up to the restaurant, get out and open the door. This is not romance to a woman. Women are like, men think this is romance. I'm like, yes. And they're like, that's not romance. Romance is seduction. She wants you to turn her the fuck on. Driving a car, opening a door, closing a door, pulling her chair out, pushing the chair in, paying for the bill. That doesn't turn a woman on. Does it turn you on? If a man were to do that to you, would you be like, oh man, I can't wait to have sex with this man? No, you'd be like, no dude, that doesn't turn me on. See, when you're using the business brain, which is the logical left brain, you see everything as a business transaction. I pay for dinner. I open doors. I'm a good literally most men. It's like we're like a little monkey jumping through hoops, following the rules. I'm dressing nice. I'm clean. I'm speaking proper. I'm not cussing. I'm doing all these good things. I'm opening doors, following the rules. And in exchange, after I pay for dinner, she's gonna have sex with me. You just treated her like a prostitute. How do I say this? Yeah, they don't like that. There was a really, really sexy Asian girl that would go to the Matrix Club in San Francisco. Me, the bouncer, would watch her all the time. And my bouncer would just go, dude, there she is doing it again. She would get all these businessmen to buy like $300 bottles of champagne and Cristal and all these expensive drinks. And literally, after they spent a minimum of $250 to $300+ buying drinks for themselves, she would get up and say, hey, it's really nice meeting you. I got to go. And she would literally waste their whole night. And she did that on purpose so they couldn't meet any other guys. And the guys would be like, well, okay, can I get your number? She's like, no, why? He was like, well, I thought we had a great time. And she's like, well, yeah, we had a nice time. It was nice. Well, I mean, I spent all that money on champagne. And she's like, yeah, so? And you could see the dudes were fucking steaming. And she'd just grin and walk away. Me and the bouncer would laugh and go, dude, what the fuck? She was a sniper. Now you got to understand, we watched this girl do this for fucking like 5 months. Everyone, all the waitresses, the managers, everyone knew that this girl, who she was and what her gig was. We just kind of accepted it, like, oh, that's her thing, and men fall for it. Oh well. So one day I was talking to the bouncer, like, honestly, dude, that's just fucked up what she's doing. So what we did was, one night when she came in, we said, hey, what's your deal? She's like, what do you mean? And so I finally go, dude, I watch you get these guys to buy the most expensive drinks, the most expensive bottles of champagne, etc. And you'll sit there and talk with them all night long. And then you'll get up and leave at about midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And you won't even give them your fucking number. She goes, well, who do they think they are? Do they really think that by paying for expensive drinks and paying for things, do they really think I'm going to have sex with them or even go on a date? Guys, I'm telling you, it fucking pisses women off when you do that. And you know what? She has a point. If you think you're going to pay a certain amount of money, just go, don't even go to the club, don't go to the bar, just go get a prostitute. Alright, now, if you're a right-brain being, you would see all of this, okay, when women do this stuff. And here's the thing, she's actually waiting for something. She doesn't want, here's the deal. She literally said, she goes, they don't need to spend a dime on me. All they need to do is just be themselves. And I explained to her for about 10-15 minutes what that number one, men don't know what that means. And she's like, what are you talking about? So what I'm about to tell you is what I taught her. When a woman says be yourself, she literally means open up to your right brain, drop down inside your body. That is yourself. It's about being internal. See, external is when you're disconnected from your brain. In psychology, we call that the dissociated brain. It literally means you're dissociated from yourself. You're separated and disconnected from yourself. When you're in your right brain, you drop down inside yourself and thus connect from yourself. And more importantly, you come from yourself and thus you're being yourself. You're just telling her what you feel. There's no thinking. You literally communicate from your heart, your emotions, and your feelings. There's no, let me think. And Bruce Lee cracks the kid upside the head. He says, don't think, feel. So this is why it's so important to learn the internal awareness techniques that I teach. It'll help you in martial arts. It'll help you in business. It'll help you understand children, your wife. It'll help you understand women. This is why the pickup artist courses screw you up, because they're telling you what's the right thing, what's the wrong thing. All these dating coaches, everything. Don't do this because then she's going to get pissed, and don't do this. They're doing it from the external, looking in. Okay, I had a client one day, so I was teaching him a series of words, and one of the words that women really relate to is communication, because she's thinking right brain romantic, and it triggers her mating system and turns her on. And he goes, you know what? He goes, I realized something. He goes, I learned that when I used the word communication, women would pause and stare at me. He goes, but I didn't know why, but I wrote it down as one of the words that I would use. Now, here's the deal. When women say, I'm looking for a man who knows how to communicate, most men are like, yeah, I graduated high school, I got good grades in English class, I speak good English. That's not what the fuck she's talking about. That's left brain logic, left brain communication. She means right brain. It's a different language, and it's patterned and has a series of patterns that are completely opposite of the left brain. All right, so one of the things I do is I'll teach you, instead of using lines and openers, instead of memorizing stuff, because when you memorize stuff, you have to go into your left brain to retrieve it. I don't teach that. We don't want you to memorize stuff. We literally just want you to speak from your heart. Now, there's a pattern that I teach guys on how to compliment. I call it the compliment pattern, okay? So I taught it to a client. We'd been going through the course. This is towards the end of the course. And now we're going out and we're going to the mall, going to stores, talking to women, etc. So we go to the mall. He instantly sees this really cute girl, and she was adorable. He goes, Mike, I like her. If I could get a girl like that, I'd be so happy. I'm like, well, go talk to her. And he looks at me. He goes, and he literally said, I was like, oh my God. He goes, well, what's the right thing to say? I'm like, oh my God, dude. See, the left brain is the either or, right or wrong brain. You're already wrong. You're going to approach her in the left brain and she's going to be like, get the fuck away from me. See, that's the thing. When you do openers, canned lines and stuff, that's not you. That's a fucking memorized fucking script. That's fake as fuck. Now this, and that's why women are saying, just be yourself. She wants to get to know you, because if she gets to know this fake shit, after a while, the real you is going to reveal itself, and she's going to be like, well, who the fuck is this? This isn't the guy I've been dating for the last 6 weeks. And here's the deal. It's going to freak her out. It really freaks women out. Like, if a woman suddenly just stops talking to you, this is why. So when he turned around and said, well, what should I say? And I go, well, just tell her how you feel. And then he goes, well, what's the right thing? And I literally smacked him for it. I'm like, really, dude? I go, dude, just be yourself. And he goes, I don't know what to say. I'm like, okay. I go, and so I played devil's advocate and acted like I was kind of mad at him. I go, dude, are you jerking me around? He goes, what do you mean? I go, do you like the girl or not? I go, dude, if you don't like the girl, don't approach her. He goes, no. He goes, Mike, I really like this girl. I'm like, okay. And I go, so what do you like about her? He goes, well, I mean, she's pretty. And I literally looked at him like, really, dude? And then I played devil's advocate again. I go, dude, are you just fucking with me at this point? I go, dude, if you don't like the girl, let's just move on till you find. He goes, no. He goes, Mike, I really like the girl. I go, what do you like about her? Now this is part of the pattern. And he goes, I told you she's pretty. I'm like, okay, so you think she's pretty? He goes, yeah. I go, that's an incomplete sentence. And he goes, yeah, I remember that. When you walk up to a woman, she's going to be like, why are you talking to me? Like, well, I think you're pretty. Now, in and of itself, most men are like, yeah, I learned never to say pretty to a woman. Like, no, that's wrong. You can tell a woman she's pretty or beautiful or cute. But what she's doing in her brain's going 1001, 1002, 1003. Oh, you're so full of shit. And then she'll just take off. See, the right brain is always looking for a deeper meaning. It's literally saying, okay, so you like me. What do you like about me? And you're like, well, you're pretty. And she's going, really, dude? What the fuck does that mean? And you know what? Women are actually correct in this. Men speak in incomplete sentences. They never give a complete thought. So I go, okay, so what's pretty about her? And he goes, well, I really like her smile. I go, okay. Again, what do you like about her smile? Because just saying I like your smile, she's going to look at you with this blank stare like, what do you like about my smile? And then he said, she just has a really nice smile. I mean, she seems like a kind, sweet person. And and he goes, there's something about it that just makes me feel relaxed and calm, like she's approachable. I go, dude, tell her that. He's like, really? I go, dude, tell her everything you just said. Hi, my name's so-and-so. I think you're really pretty. And then say what you like about that, your smile. And then tell her what you like about her smile. If you tell her that is complete thought. And her bright brain goes, oh, he's telling the truth. See, when you walk up to a woman and say you're pretty or you're cute or whatever, she's literally giving about a 3,000 count, 1001, 1002, 1003. And what happens is, because you don't say this means that, her right brain is like, you're giving me nothing here, bro. So it's like an empty an empty slate, an empty canvas, like an artist. You know what an artist paints on a canvas? It's like that canvas is just a blank piece of paper. You don't put anything on it. So she's like, well, what the fuck does this mean? And you leave her in limbo, and she's like, I have nothing. And this means nothing to her. So now she's just looking at you like, dude, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, fuck you, dick. And you know what? Women are actually right. When you walk up to a woman and you say, oh, you're really pretty, you're really, really pretty, she's just going, what does that mean? Now, you got to remember, the right brain is always looking for meaning. It can't help it. It's like a car. It's wired a certain way, or a computer. That's the way her system is designed to function. Now, here's the really interesting thing about all of this. He actually told her what he was feeling about her on the inside of him. Now, when I said that, I unconsciously took my right hand and gestured, pointing inside my solar plexus and my heart area. See, here's the deal, guys. You guys actually do have feelings for women. When you like them, you do like them. The problem is, when you use... See, the male language is designed to go from point A to point B. It's literally as short as words, phrases, or a word as possible. We don't really like to speak in paragraphs. We just say good, bad, right, wrong, either or. It's really short and really to the point. At the same time, it's poor communication and it's incomplete thoughts. All right, I'm going to do something I do in the course. So this is what it sounds like to women. Well, you know, this morning I woke up and I went and walked into the kitchen, and what I was going to do is I started this really cool thing, and what I did was, and you know, what happened was afterwards I went into the living room, grabbed my computer, and I really wanted to get involved in this one thing online. I was going to join this chat group, because what they were going to do later on in the day, but you had to sign up in the morning, was, you know, it's like, I didn't tell you, but the night before I had this thought about this idea of something I was going to do, and it was really, really important to me to do it. And it was so important that I had to do it no matter what. You know, I like the number 2 pencil because it writes the best when you're using pencils, but I prefer pens, and there's a real deep reason behind that. What am I doing? I'm skipping from subject to subject to subject without finishing either thought. Now that's what it's experienced like from the female brain. She's looking at you like, and because women are like, are men just dicks on purpose? Are they like fucking with us? I'm like, no, that's literally how they communicate. So this is one of the reasons why women give you a negative emotional shock. They get pissed, they give you that dirty look, they might even say F you, or just turn around and walk away with it pissed off, and you're like, what the hell did I do wrong? I just said she was pretty. The really cool thing is when you learn this pattern, you can approach any woman and open any conversation, and she will actually enjoy it. And what you're going to see is, instead of like leaning away, crossing her arms, having a cursed look on her eyes like fuck you, she's going to open up, she's going to breathe deep, she might even open her arms, and she might even take a step forward and be like, wow, yeah, and she'll start listening. All of a sudden, you do this enough times, your nervous system rewires itself and realizes the reason why I was getting punished before from women telling me I'm an idiot or F off or why do you do this, you're realizing it's because I was using the left brain language, and women don't like that. When you open up to the right side, all of a sudden women are warm, they're welcoming, they engage you in conversation, they want to listen to what you have to say, and on and on. It's a much better experience. So what my course literally does, it literally teaches you how to be yourself by looking within, by learning how to connect inside and then come from yourself naturally, without thinking. So you don't have to think or figure things out or memorize lines and go what's the right thing. See, when you're in the what's the right or wrong thing to say, that puts you in an anxiety state because you're already in a state of I'm going to get in trouble because you're so used to women getting pissed off at you, but you didn't realize it wasn't it wasn't whether or not you said the right or wrong thing to say. It was the fact that you were saying it from the left brain, which to the right brain is an incomplete sentence, and that pissed women off. So now you're going, well, just tell me what the right thing to say. That's not the answer. The answer is she just wants to know what this means to you, how you feel, what do you like about her, what did you find pretty, and why do you find that to be appealing? She just wants to know how you feel, how you think, like what does this mean to you? See, a lot of guys think, well, women just don't like to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not it. They want to talk to you, but you have to be yourself, which means you have to open up to yourself first. And then you have to learn how to communicate what you think, what you feel, what you believe from the right brain language, because then she can understand it. Remember, logic, when you're in your logical brain, you are disconnected from yourself. Ask any psychologist, go to a college professor that teaches right brain, left brain function. They'll say, yeah, the left brain's the dissociated brain. Or any therapist, a therapist can tell you this, psychologist can tell you this, or an NLP trainer can tell you this. Because we learned this in hypnosis and also during neurolinguistic programming. You have to know when someone's associated. Oh, by the way, the right brain is called the associated brain. That's when you're connected to yourself. Thus, you are literally being yourself. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. If you're interested and you want to take the course, get a hold of me at mike@mikekollin.com. You can also call my landline. I do have a cell phone, but I prefer my landline. Sorry. It's at 415-747-8598. 415-747-8598. And remember, just be yourself. Sorry, I'm kind of laughing. You know, if you were one of the guys, okay, when I was in high school, I remember literally looking at a girl and going like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, what do you mean? How am I not being myself? I know, it's diabolical, guys. Anyways, hey, this is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com or mikekollin.com. They go to the same website. That's it. Click subscribe, click the like button, go and make a comment. And if you want to support this channel, buy my book, Crack the Female Code, or get the ultimate package. My book, Crack the Female Code, it's going to blow your mind. I promise you. If you want, go ahead and make a donation to my PayPal link right there in the description box. It helps me too. Helps me get some coffee or hot chocolate or whatever when I go read some books on NLP to help you better. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.